Welcome everybody, this is Dale from Moments of Adventure, and we have a product review for you. HCalory has sent us a diesel heater for us to take a look at. Now, one of the reasons that we got on the road to start RVing was to run away from winter. We are tired of those cold Colorado winters, and we're chasing sunshine. But unfortunately, the last couple of years, we've still run into some cold weather. So I'm very curious about this. I'm going to see if this can kind of supplement our heat in the camper, especially back in this office area where we spend a lot of time still working. So let's get this thing unboxed and take a look at it. We have an owner's manual here. Looks like we have an accessory box. And then the unit itself. It should heat up a nice little small space like any camper. And from what I understand, some people even use these in garages. So let's take a look, see what's out here in the accessories that they sent us. Like I said, we have our owner's manual. Looks like this is the exhaust. This is the breather tube, fresh air in. Here's a little filter. And then this is going to go on the end of it to pump our nice warm air, keep us warm. Looks like a little muffler for the exhaust pipe. We have, looks like a fuel filter maybe, filter for the gas fill. We have some wiring. This looks like maybe the 12-volt wiring. This is the 110. Nice little bracket, I'm assuming for the exhaust. And then here is our power supply. So we got a power supply, we have wiring for both of that, we have the breather tube with an air filter, we have the exhaust in there, we have the exhaust pipe. Now this, between the two, these are the exhaust gases you want to get rid of. This is the heater tube that's going to provide your warmth. And then we have a muffler and a bracket and some clamps. We also have a little adapter, and I actually already have it mounted to the vent of our RV because that's where I'm going to input all that hot air to heat up our office. So this comes with it also. This is where this is going to pop to right there and then hook up to our heater. So let's get this thing built. This also has a nice controller here. Looks like that's zip tied on there, so that's a remote controller for you. I'm going to start with the exhaust. We're just going to run a straight exhaust here. It does have this nice corrugated. Looks like that goes right on in there. Make sure we get our hose clamp. That's going to go right on in there. We're going to tighten that down real quick. The exhaust right on here. So we're going to flip around. And we are going to run your air inlet right on there. I don't think a hose clamp needs to really go on there. Probably definitely need one on there though. The air inlet hose goes right in there like so. Now, the interesting thing is that's going to have to get in there like that, but there's no way to get a screwdriver in there. That's a conundrum. We could put it right on the edge. See if we can get that tightened up. And then this, of course, is your X thing. Now what I plan on doing is hooking it up here directly to the inside of the camper. It looks like I might need a little bit of a longer one. You may want to pick up a little bit longer outlet hose. Not quite going to be long enough. But let's get this hooked up and see what kind of hot air we can get out of here. Have our breather hose there. There's your fuel filter right inside there. Now I did go ahead and fill this up with diesel already, so it'd be ready to go for us. And we're going to try this with the 110. And get that plugged in. We're going to cut this loose. So we have everything hooked up. Let's see what it says here. In the off state, press and hold the power button for 25 to turn on the device. I hear it running. Mode has a total of 10 gears, H1 through HH10. HH10 indicates maximum power. Press the plus or minus key to increase or decrease the gear. We're on H4 right now. Let's crank it up to H6 and see what that looks like. It does have a thermostat built in. It does have an automatic start-stop. Let's see if that heats up. So this does have a wireless remote feature with a built-in thermostat that accurately reads temperature right where you are, inside your room or vehicle. It achieves a 36% higher fuel efficiency through a redesigned combustion chamber. Quiet operation with a silent fuel pump. Altitude-proof performance automatically adapts to elevation up to 18,000 feet. I'm not going up to 18,000 feet, but just in case. You can control your heater remotely via Bluetooth and the HCalory app. Set schedules, monitor runtime, and customize modes right from your phone. So I'm going to have to download that, and I'll show you guys that as well. It's making a little bit more noise. I hear it starting up. So far this is a very, very easy heater to put together. I have it plugged into 110. It does come with a 12 volt as well. So you can plug this right into here and then plug this into a battery. It comes with multiple mounts. So you can mount the exhaust somewhere if you're going to permanently mount it. Now what I plan on doing is I plan on just carrying this inside the camper, and then when we stop and we think we need additional heat, I'm going to pull it out here, set it on a table, and hook it up right here so it vents inside the camper into our office area. I feel some air coming through. The exhaust pipe is definitely getting warm, so it is burning something right now. There's a little bit of a smell on startup. I have been told that should go away. That is nice warm air. And that exhaust is hot. Here's the unit right here. Here's the remote control. Nice little remote control. This wire, you can take this and extend this. So this is meant to unplug. Unscrew these. You can mount this somewhere in the house and have a remote thermostat. Everything looks nice and clean in here. Everything looks wrapped really well. So this remote control shows exactly what is on this display as well. So we're at H6 right there, we're at H6 here. So we could actually even turn this up. And let's see what this does bring it up to. Let's go high. Let's see what high says. Oh, that is nice, nice warm air coming out of there. That is great. So I'm going to run this for a little while. I'm going to get it hooked up to our office, and we're going to see how well it works inside there. So far, the only interesting thing I'm seeing is you can't get this tight on here. Now that is just an air intake, but it would be nice if I lift this up if this doesn't come falling off. So we're going to look at that a little bit better and see if we can find a way to attach that a little bit easier. And I have this screwed in to my vent going into my toy hauler. This will pop right onto here. But this needs to be a little bit longer, so I need a longer piece of conduit. So I have this hooked up to the camper now. It's actually working really, really good. Now, it might look a little temporary, and it is a little temporary. I need to get a little bit longer expandable hose, and they did not have one here at the hardware store. But here's how I have it hooked up. Running here, the exhaust, or the heat exhaust, come up here and right through my vent. And it is working wonderfully. I think what I need to do is find a longer one of these though, and get rid of this, because this will allow some flexibility, because the camper is not always going to be at this height. It's going to be lower, it's going to be higher, and that way we can get some adjustment in this hose. So I do need to pick up one of these, but for testing, it's working really, really well. I did shorten this up a little bit because I can't find a way to tighten that. You cannot get a screwdriver in there. But it is just a low breathing tube, so that's not going to hurt anything at all. The exhaust I have out there in the wind, once again, I think I will make that shorter, but for right now, it works great. And once again, if we're sitting this on the ground, we'd want that pointed up. And if it's higher up on a table, we want it pointed down. So the flexibility of that tube is great, really, really good. So here is the screen. This is how you adjust your heat. But what I really like, and this is a really, really nice feature, we have an app. What's really nice is we have a Bluetooth app that connects to the unit itself. Once again, you can adjust it all the way up to 10 if you want. You have a button here for high altitude. And then you have your modes where you can adjust it by temperature as well, and the auto start and auto stop. And I just accidentally shut it off there. It is warm.
Wow! This is huge. I'm loving it.
This is the warmest it has been in our office since summer.
Literally. That's true. Dang. I could get on board with this.
Diesel heater for the win.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
HCalory diesel heater, 8,000 watts, 8 kilowatts. And in about 3 minutes, it's going to be sucking air into here, heating it up, and blowing it out here. So a really, really nice unit. About the only criticism I have is the gas cap. The gas cap does not connect on there really, really well. And as you can see, from moving it around, I've actually spilled a little bit of diesel right here. Now I did move it a little bit aggressively, but it doesn't, if you turn too far, it's just going to go off like that. But that's about the only criticism that I have of the HCalory. It's a good unit, real good unit. Highly recommend it. It does a great job heating up our office in the back of the camper. I think if you brought this in to heat up a tent, it would be very good. You just need to make sure that this stays outside and this goes inside. This is where your heat goes in, and this is where the exhaust goes out. So great little unit. Highly recommend it. Check out the links below.